This is beautiful Seattle, Washington, with Lake Washington on the right and Lake Union in the center. It's a beautiful place to live, a Pacific Northwest. Good place. But there's a secret world underneath all of this. There's a secret world that many of us don't even know about. A secret world that looks a little bit like this. This is the world of geocaching. A world that many of us do not know about, even though they're right beneath our own footsteps. With such a huge underground world beneath us, but we still don't know about it, that suggests that we don't know much about this world, that there can be things underneath the world that we don't know about that are happening just as we speak, which leads people to believe, I guess, that, not me, don't get me wrong, that the Illuminati is real. Today we'll discuss whether or not their facts are true or not. Michael Stevens mentions in his video "Would Headlights Work at Light Speed" on Vsauce that if we could find an end to pi or a pattern to pi, that then we would be controlled by a virtual reality. But finding a pattern to pi isn't that easy, and after all the work scientists have done, it doesn't look like we're getting anywhere. But maybe we're not looking for the right thing. Maybe this certain digits of pi, these, I'm not sure, maybe a million, maybe they stand for something, right? Maybe they have a different definition that we can't find, a different definition that maybe this formula might be able to help us with on the Everything Formula video on Numberphile. This formula can print out anything, anything, a picture of the Earth, a picture of the Moon, anything. It can print it out. And it looks like maybe pi could have this. Maybe this digits of pi are a sequence, right? There is no pattern. But it might have an end. We don't know that. And it might not have an end, but it might just be a code that runs our sequence, runs everything we know of. And maybe this 0 is your best friend, maybe the 1 is your mom, maybe the 2 is your little cousin. We might never know, but maybe it will point us towards this secret society that we all conspire about. But how does this secret organization keep their lock over everything, keep their control over everything? And one of my theories is that all of these security companies, right? There's LifeLock, there's ADT, there's Tyco International. They're all security companies. They secure our banks, our homes, our everything, right? And they hold a significant percentage over the minority security companies. I mean, especially with security companies, you can't trust a small company. You have to be sure. And maybe that's how the Illuminati, or for this video, let's call it Secret Group A. Maybe that's how Secret Group A is keeping their hold over everything. It's keeping their hold because who knows, maybe all of these companies are part of one big corporation. Right? One big corporation that has control over everything. And if one person slips up, they'll catch it. And they'll blame it on these companies. And then they'll find a new company. They'll make Tyco. And it's looks like competitive bargaining, right? ADT, LifeLock, which one are you going to take? But in reality, if they're all part of the same organization, then there is no competition. They have a monopoly for our banks, our homes, and everything else with it. You know what this reminds me of? The airline companies colluding, which is recently in the news. So basically, the airline companies are sort of cooperating. It's difficult to prove, but that's what the news company thinks. That they're colluding, that they're collaborating, and somehow creating a monopoly. And who's to say that the airline companies don't have a monopoly? I mean, when you fly from place to place on the earth, you're going on American Airlines, Emirates, British Airways, the big players, right? And when you Some of you might argue about the boats. Still, they're going on Royal Caribbean, and the shipping industry is controlled by Maersk, however you say that. For all we know, the Earth could look like this. Right? The Earth could look like this, with this being Canada, and this being like tip of Chile, and this being, Spain, and this being Africa. Right? How many of you have driven from the tip of Gibraltar to Singapore? Yeah, no. I don't even think anybody can. It's impossible, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's a human thing, it's a human trait that we believe things we're told, right? If someone important says it, if a scientist says it, we believe it. But who's to say that all those documentaries about Antarctica were filmed up here, not down here? Right? For all we know, Antarctica couldn't even be white. I mean, it could be like a lush paradise in the middle. How many of you have seen actual footage of people walking from the outside of Antarctica, from the shore to the South Pole? No one. Because it's not there. It's not made. For all we know, all these airline companies, these ship companies could be tricking us. They want us to think that the Earth looks like our normal, everyday classroom globe. But it might not. It might not look like that. And that is a fundamental disability as humans. That until we are all able to form a bound of trust, we may never know if there is a secret organization. Okay, now here, don't get me wrong. I believe we landed on the moon, right? I believe we landed on the moon. Up to Apollo 11 was real. That all that was real. I believe that Jay-Z is just a good rapper, not a crazy head of a crazy secret society. I'm not a crazy lunatic, okay? But in the end, it really shouldn't matter. I mean, sure, those that believe he's the head of the Illuminati, sure, believe it. Because this is our Earth, and it doesn't matter who runs this place, what code we're running on, what the Big Bang really was, or who the Big Bang really was, because the Earth is the only astronomical object known to accommodate life. And we should be thankful for that. We should wake up every day saying, I don't care who's running this place. I don't care that I don't have any control here. Because I only live for the certain amount of time that I do live. And it's happening on Earth. Because of something crazy? Who knows? But, like they say in the movie The Perks of Being a Wallflower, enjoy it. Because it's happening.